The New Orleans Pelicans have seemed to waste some amazing talent like Anthony Davis, and we're all praying that they don't waste Zion like they did Ant. But today we will talk about how the New Orleans Pelicans can angle their future towards an NBA championship. I am joined with Kade.
That's good.
And if you don't know, 2 times a week, every Tuesday and Friday, we talk about how a team could make the NBA Finals, in the near future, starting from the worst teams to the best teams. Today, we're doing, what are these, the 10 seeds, right? I think there's the 10 seeds, and New Orleans Pelicans. So, Kade, what you got for me?
First off, like you said, you cannot waste Zion's talent. I mean, he's a once-in-a-generation talent, unguardable. We found out this year he can be a point guard too, point Zion. I mean, that's something you just don't mess around with. I mean, you gotta use him and build around him. He's your guy.
Yeah, Zion is an interesting one because people say he can't shoot, he can't advance his game. But this man, what did he just average? 26, 27 points? Like, not being able to shoot. It's not like he's having trouble scoring. He's getting to the rim, and he gets up there, and he just adjusts, and he finishes. It is so impressive this way this man scores. And not being able to shoot, averaging 26, 27 points, this early in his career is insane. So Zion is someone they should obviously hold on to. But I can also see his game changing in the playoffs. I want to see what teams would do against him in the playoffs. Obviously, it changes a lot. Like in the past years when the beginning years of Giannis, before he won his chip, he was getting shut down in the playoffs. He changed his game or, injuries, whatever. He ended up winning a championship. I want to see what Zion can do in the playoffs.
Like that, I think it'll be very similar to Giannis in the sense that they're both slashers. They play the ball handling role, not necessarily playmakers, but they can play the ball handling role. I think what's going to separate them is, like BI is going to be that middle team, get a bucket late in a mid-range fadeaway. I mean, he's going to get that bucket, and they're going to be built similarly. And I think it's just going to be like Zion is a next level talent, and I think he's a little bit bigger, heavier set. I mean, he just bodies and then people get up to, like you said, he'll score. I think teams will run a little bit of a wall against him, and it'll be very similar, but I think Zion's just going to take it to the next level.
I can see that 100%, but like having a player like Zion averaging what he's averaging, and then a player like BI averaging 23, 24, like them being as bad as they were is so disappointing, and it seems they have gotten worse, in my opinion. Like Lonzo was a big loss for them. I think he's someone they could have kept and built with. Lonzo the 1, BI the 3, or even the 2 or the 4, Zion the 4 or the 5. Like I think Zoe was a big loss. I remember people were talking about he's a bust and stuff. Zoe is not a bust. Zoe is a point guard you want in your team. He's got paid $85 million for a reason. So I don't want to hear none of that bust nonsense. But I think they let him go way too early. They also traded Steven Adams for Valanciunas. They got Valanciunas for Steven Adams, right? Which I think that is an upgrade in a way. Valanciunas is more of a scoring, attacking center. So I think that's a decent pickup. But in terms of point guards, I think they got a big loss.
I agree. And Alonzo, he's the exact guy you want around Zion, someone who's willing to get better and take leaps and bounds as a point guard. And if you're going to have Zion at point guard, obviously you want to put shooters around him. Lonzo could shoot. He got better at shooting. His form was way better since whenever he landed in New Orleans. And he's a secondary playmaker. I mean, he gets the ball. Zion brings the ball down, makes a move, gets to Lonzo. Lonzo's going to make the extra pass. He's going to make the smart play. He's a smart player. He can shoot. He's exactly what you want around Zion. But the thing is, Devontae Graham is a good pickup because he'll do what Lonzo did in terms of shooting, but he's not a secondary playmaker, and you don't have that. You don't want Zion being your only playmaker on the court. You don't want him being your only ball handler on the court. That's why Zion was so good. And Devontae Graham will bring a little bit of that, but he's not the same level of passing as Lonzo.
And Zion at point guard is an interesting one. I don't love it, to be honest. His ball handling isn't quite there, and I don't think his passing ability is quite there. Maybe eventually I could see it, but Devontae Graham, like they picked up a scorer. Like let's be honest, he's not. Lonzo Ball was a pass first. I would consider Lonzo a pass first, someone to feed Zion and Bi. But I think someone like Devontae, while I love his game, I think he's a dog. I think he will take shots away from Bi and Zion, players you kind of want to get their shots. Like Devontae Graham, what did he shoot? 39% from the field last season. Don't quote me, that could be wrong. But his 3-point percentage is pretty good. But 39% from the field is low. Not a great, outstanding passer we've seen. Lonzo was the guy they needed. A player like Lonzo, a young player like Rondo, someone who has that pass first mentality. I don't think Devontae's there. And with their squad, I'm talking about next is their coaching. Their coaching hasn't been anything special. Obviously, like I said, with BI and Zion averaging what they're averaging and being that bad, not even a bad squad. They have Steven Adams, BI. They had Lonzo. They had like Zion. It doesn't make sense how bad they were, and I was quite disappointed with what I saw.
And the last thing I'm going to say that they need to do is what every good team that has two main guys needs to do. They got to put shooting around him, give them a little bit of space on the court, open things up for them. Because last year, without spacing, Zion still did what he did in the crowded paint. Now you open things up a little bit. Valanciunas, like you said, he's going to get some buckets in there. I mean, teams are going to have to kind of respect it a little bit more. You put some more shooters around there, it's game over. Zion's taking over. But I do understand their coaching has been awful. They need better schemes. They need to go about things differently. But, I think they have a very bright future.
Yeah, future's looking up. With everything I said, they're still a young team. Valanciunas not necessarily young, but their two guys are young, and I think Valanciunas will complement their game. Devontae's pretty young if Devontae could find a role. Like, they are young. I definitely wouldn't worry. With the talent they have, I definitely wouldn't worry. But getting them to that next level is something I'm interested to see. I feel like Brandon Ingram maybe has plateaued in the past couple seasons. I don't know if I'm crazy for saying that, but I think maybe a little bit. I want to see him just advance his game a little bit more. Zion has, he's second year. He could go up all the way up for all we know. But I think I said everything I needed to say on the Pelicans. Kade, anything else?
That's it.
That's it. All right, guys, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Friday, we're taking care of the Chicago Bulls. They got some nice players, like we said, Lonzo. So make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Kade's links, description. That's it for us. We're out.
Peace.